Ross from Accursed Farms. Do you know him?
Yeah, I love fucking Game Dungeon.
I love him too. I love Game Dungeon, and I especially love um, what was the name of his Half-Life series? Freeman's
Yeah,
Mind.
Freeman's Mind was awesome.
Freeman's Mind. I loved Freeman's Mind, but he like claimed that using but keep in mind he claimed he was using OBS and his frame rate was like 1 frame per minute is how he was recording. That's what he claimed,
Huh.
and that his files were ending up like fucking 1 terabyte large for a video file. I don't. I didn't get the sense he was exaggerating at the time, but he was like fucking serious about it, and I'm
Maybe
like,
he was recording in 8K or some shit.
he was like recording first and then dubbing over it. I think, which is ridiculous. But the file size that he was complaining about for why he needed new equipment was excessive. But I don't know if he was just jerking my chain or not. It's been many years since I've seen that video. I think.
Okay, I'm gonna make a Trombertcast image so that we have something to look at here.
Oh shit! Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
I just dropped one of the screw hole plugs from my chair. You know those things you press into the holes to make them look like they're not holes, but they look like holes anyways? Fuck them. I like peeling them out when I'm sitting in my chair because it gets something for my hand to do while I'm bored.
Trombertcast. Let's just make that a lot bigger.
Are we really going with the fucking name Trombertcast? I made that up as like a fucking joke, and I forget what the context of it even was. I don't know how I came up with that name.
I don't know, but I love it.
I don't fucking remember it. I mean, I remember pitching it and being like, what if we called it Trombertcast? I don't remember the context in which the name was created. That's the scary part.
Okay,
It's
browse.
just gone. And let me assure you, it was not. It was not many hours before. It was only but a few hours before I pitched it to you, at the most. Okay, if not, it was created on the spot.
Okay, we got it. It's just like white text with no, it's a white background with black text that says Trombertcast.
I don't remember.
No, that's what the video looks like now.
Okay, can we go for like the classic? Let's go for like the classic. You know, like the font that science textbooks would use when we were kids, because there were textbook. It was like 2008, 2009, and so they were like reused textbooks that they got out of the fucking garbage bin from like 1997. Let's use that fucking font. That should be our iconic image. Okay,
All right, well, what kind of font? What is that? What is that font?
it's probably like new dystopian 189. I don't know. If you can't find it within like 5 seconds from now, just use like Times New Roman. Okay, just Times New Roman. Call it a day.
It's Calibri right now.
That's fine. All right, that's fine. I don't know what that looks like. Let's just go with it. All right, moving on.
Let's do Cambria. I think that looks
No,
nice.
moving on. All right, we're done with that. We're moving on. We're gonna go to um something. What were we talking about before this?
Dreams.
Yes, let's do that. What were you were leading the conversation. You were doing it very good. What were we doing?
Yeah, I was scrolling through our Snapchat history, looking at random dreams we had.
All right, let's bring them up. Let's do it. I'm not doing it. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, let's see. Scrolling through, see what we can find.
If we could like put like funny, um, if we could put like funny sound, a- a- amalgrams. What am I thinking of? Telegrams? No, not telegrams. Telegrams a fucking app. Um, the thing you make when you like reaction sounds, like imagine reaction images but reaction sounds. Okay, you know how like in Looney Tunes when like a fucking like the dog sees a dog girl, and just like ooga. Imagine if we could make the whole fucking podcast like that. Okay, let's do that. That
Yeah.
seems like a good idea.
Literally, the whole podcast is just us make. It's just those fucking reaction noises. That's all it is. The whole entire podcast is just noises.
I could get behind that. All
It's a
right,
whole. It's an audio
I
drama.
could really. I mean, I don't know what what the actual content would be, but like it saves the hassle of animation. Okay,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have to like do the stupid eyes popping out of your chest
Is there?
emotion. You would have to just improvise it. You know?
Here's a dream. Uh, I was in your dream, and my apartment sucked. You couldn't believe that I moved there without a jobs.
I remember that,
It was some weird castle town with no industry. What the fuck were you thinking? I jumped from your
dude.
balcony off the waterfall and parachuted into a ravine next to the river.
Yes, I remember doing that.
Also, you said my interior design sucks. It was full of old people furniture and no lamps.
Dude, you had couches along every fucking wall. And I'm not talking about like good looking couches. I'm talking about like old grandma couches, alright? They had the large print fucking flowers, okay? They were ugly ass fucking colors. I'm talking bright greens, blood reds, and like pastel colors, okay? The fucking sucked. Dude, your apartment had no windows except for the entry room, and it was only like the entry room that was a part of the kitchen at the back, and then there was a bedroom with no fucking windows or lights. All right, that shit sucked. That was depressing. It was fucking. I don't know what to make of it. The good thing is that it was at the top of a castle, all right, and it actually overlooked a very fucking nice, um, like waterfall, like I was talking about. So I actually ended up, I like jumped through the window, or so. Fuck, I don't know. I
Yeah,
think I ran out.
you jumped
Huh?
off the balcony, off the waterfall, and parachuted into a ravine.
You guys had a balcony?
Apparently,
I don't remember that.
according to you.
I remember jumping off of something from the apartment, and then like just like gliding, but then um I went past the waterfall and then I landed down on like the stone road next to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being really upset that you moved here because there's like no industry, dude. There were no jobs. There was the town was there was nothing. All right, it was depressing. It was like the most beautiful place ever, but there was nothing there. I was like, how are you gonna afford this, Seth? You can't afford this. There's no jobs here.
No jobs.
It didn't make any sense. You have to explain your actions.
Explain reactions.
I don't know.
Alright, let's
As-
go through
Aspen actions.
Aspen actions.
What the fuck is an aspen?
Aspen
I,
is a place.
I know it's a place. But here's the trick. Places are named after things, okay? Why are they named after things? What's an aspen? Is it an aspen tree? I've never seen an aspen tree. Have you seen an aspen tree?
Well, I've certainly seen regular trees.
Yeah, you've also seen regular show. That's real fucking helpful.
I love
Regular
regular
tree isn't a classification. Classification? Fuck. Whatever. You know what I'm saying.
I
It's
know what
not
you're
like a
saying.
regular thing, okay? It's a specific thing. I've never seen one. I don't know what it is.
You've never seen a tree?
I have seen many trees. In fact, I live around palm trees, which are,
Those aren't
funnily
real
enough,
trees.
those aren't real trees. And you know fucking why? It's a government fucking conspiracy. You know why? You know why? Do you know why, Seth? Because they're not really trees, they're grass. Did you know that?
They're grass.
No, they really are grass. They taught me this in fertilizer class. Fucking palm trees are not real trees. They are closer to grass than tree because they're a giant stalk. I don't know what the fuck their reasoning is. They're scientists. They're not me. I don't fucking know what it is, but they told me it was a grass and not a tree. But they're called palm trees anyways. All right, I fucking asked them. I don't know.
The grassy.
They taught me that in government class, though, for my licenses.
Weird.
Yeah. Hey, you're trying to like that's the one thing I absorbed out of that class in between all of the like don't drink the pesticide from the jug and make sure you don't pour it all over someone's property because it will be bad for the environment. Like remember what they were teaching me? I don't remember any of that shit, all right?
Here's another dream. In my dream last night, I was playing the part of a boy in a film based on a book called Hal. In the
Wait,
movie,
wait, 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 wait. Go back. I don't remember this one at all. Go back.
in my dream last night, I was playing the part of a boy in a film based on a book called Hal.
Okay, now I remember this one. Go on.
In the movie, the boy and his sister are rummaging through a closet in their grandmother's old house after she passed, and the sister finds a box and opens it. Within it is a small cap or coin of some kind. Upon grabbing the coin, she collapses to the ground, and a pulsating glow emanates around her. Time slows down, and a voice beckons to the boy, "Your sister will die unless you take her place."
I remember this. Dude, this dream fucked me up for like a second, alright? This dream was fucking terrifying. If I could visually impart to you how the villain entered the real world, like it's not like it was like if you've ever seen one of those dreams where it's like, oh the book becomes real, the dream is here. This was like a nightmare world, okay? This was like the kid was like in a fucking closet in like grandpa's shed or some shit in like grandma's closet or something, and like the fucking villain just automatically comes out of the book as soon as he starts to read it or whatever the fuck it was happening. I don't remember, but I remember the boy getting very vividly sucked into the fucking uh, hell world that they inhabited, and it was like absolute punishment. It was terrifying.
The boy begs to spare his sister's life, and the entity agrees to transfer her death debt to him instead. Transfixed outside of time, life freezes around him, and a large ribbon like creature, colored in a rainbow assortment, comes to life from a shelf on the wall. The ribbon takes control of the boy, and he is transported to a pre medieval island with no trees atop a large hill, ocean surrounding them on a bright day. Here it's made clear to the boy he will spend his existence upon the island, and it will indeed be less than favorable. Among the other few inhabitants or victims of the ribbon creature, he is given a copy of the book Hal. Supposedly, it explains why things have transpired like this. But before he can take the chance to read it, he is summoned to march around the island to his first task, at which point my memory fades off. Literally a part of the dream last night alongside me attempting suicide in Minecraft and a really good Clone Wars episode plot where I played Anakin.
I don't remember the other two parts. I don't remember that at all. What the fuck?
Calm down, Anakin, calm down. I know you don't like sand, but you have to calm down.
I mean, I can kind of remember by feeling what the Clone Wars epic episode was. I don't remember attempting suicide in Minecraft at all. I don't remember that. I don't remember it.
Suicide in Minecraft.
I mean, the Clone Wars kind of rings a bell, okay? I don't really remember what it was about, though.
Oh,
I don't really remember.
I just found the second part to the Darth Vader dream. I think I need
Okay.
I'm gonna need to reread that part for the Trombertcast audience of one or two people. Probably
Yeah,
just
go for it.
us, literally just us re-listening
If we got two people to read this podcast, I would suck both of their dicks. Okay.
to it. Last night I dreamed I was a Darth Vader-esque figure with a red lightsaber storming into some sort of church community gathering in a
I
lunchroom
can remember that.
in the back of a building. I stormed up to the door and into the room, and a little boy was holding the door open for me. So I started waving the lightsaber, trying to scare him away. He didn't react and kept holding the door open, so I made him run outside where I picked him up and shook him. And he started talking to me in a demonic voice saying,
Everyone always falls for my play for sympathy. Why not you?
I said, I do not get fooled so easily, and sliced his head off. So that was the part that I read earlier to you. And
You,
here's the
you had
part.
it. You had a very enthusiastic reading of his line, but it was actually the complete opposite, where it was more like he sucked into himself, and it was like a very calm, philosophical voice that was like, everyone. I don't. What did he say again?
Everyone always falls for my play for sympathy.
It was a very
Why not
childlike
you?
voice. It was like, everyone always falls for my play for sympathy. Something like that. I don't fucking remember. It was very creepy though. It was very disturbing. Like it was his voice, but it wasn't. All right. It was disturbing.
He
And then
said it
I
was a
sliced his
demonic
fucking head off and I
presence.
kicked it like a football.
So here's the second part of that. I forgot to mention, apparently, the whole lightsaber part of my dream was a part of a movie that I was filming, and I played my part. We got some awards in some kind of shitty ceremony.
I
I
want to interject this. I want to I'm re-editing the movie after the fact. Okay, this was like my brain trying to cover up the fact that I went through that.
It pulled
Okay,
a Kevin Smith retcon on you.
yeah, up until the point where I sliced the kid's head off, this was like the real fucking deal. Okay, I don't, I don't know. I remember the fucking movie scene afterwards, but it didn't really make sense to me. It's
It's
more like,
like
oh, okay, so you're like trying to cover up the fact I sliced the kid's head off because he was evil.
it's like the it was all a dream, and except it was all for a movie.
It was all a movie ceremony where I like finished filming a movie and then got awards for it somehow immediately. Didn't make any fucking sense.
Here's another one. I dreamed last night I was playing some game about controlling a vehicle in an alien desert of some kind, and I had two men that followed me around. I got them onto my military Humvee with them and the guns and started driving, and zombies started hoarding on the vehicle.
I remember this.
And I shot at them with rockets, but it was too much, so I drove and drove until I reached a shipyard, but for boats on land. In the boats on land, I was able to look through a huge catalog of vehicles, from tiny civilian VW bus looking things to absolutely massive submarines looking things on tank tracks that costed lots of money.
This was like if like a nuclear war had happened on Mars and we had like the I don't know, like the fucking US government or something had invaded at some point, but then it just became total Mad Max rules. So you had a bunch of like um it was all from the perspective of being a game, by the way. I wasn't taking this as real. I was taking the game as real, but I wasn't taking it as real. I was like I remember being in a menu at once and like scrolling through all the options and being like oh, I can eventually work up to being like level 200 or something and owning like a submarine, like a nuclear submarine that drives on land and can launch ballistic missiles, ICBMs. But at the time I only owned I didn't own the VW bus. No, not a bus. It was I mean there was a bus, but like the basic one was like a VW Golf from like the 60s with like aggressive off-road tires like a buggy, you know. But I owned like it looked like a bank truck with aggressive tires. I was like driving it around with the guys and they were just like shooting other shit. Not much else went on in the game in the dream than that though. That was about it. I just remember like ogling at all the customization options, being like, "Whoa, there's so much to do! I bet this game has intense lore." And I like drove around for like a second after starting with my vehicle, and then like the dream ended. It's like that's it. Bye.
That's fucking weird.
It was a cool dream. I definitely got an overbearing presence from what I assumed the lore to be of it, but I never actually saw any.
Huh. Here's another dream. I had a dream I ran a defunct Star Wars RP Discord and was trying to buy a house in Georgia where a realtor was showing me this property that was overgrown and really small. So I went inside for the house tour and got caught up in a battle to free hostages trapped by a zucchini queen. I was
You know what? I'm gonna stop you right here. This dream seems completely irrational until you actually experience it. This dream like progressed from regular to nightmare, and the point where it started going into nightmare was when the realtor was showing me the backyard, and it was like some sort of like sewage system set up in the back, and it was like hidden behind like a wall, okay, in the backyard. I don't know if you ever went to Madison's house when we were younger. You may have been like once or twice, maybe, but it was like her house, and it was like there was all the grass was overgrown. There was like a fucking RV parked in the backyard, like there was at my house, um, and it was just all overgrown and shit. And it was like a sewage pump that was like also a bank vault, and it didn't make any fucking sense. And there was also wasps and everywhere that like ran me off. And then we went into then I went into the house after the realtor said like you can check out the house inside if you want. And then that's when the zucchini queen shit started. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I don't know why.
I was running down infinite hallways and stairs trying to reach them. I had a bouncy laser gun that I used to shoot the cucumber clones she was sending after me that would burst into green goo once I shot them. It was all very strange and reminded me of VeggieTales. There was a point where I was trying to make sure I had enough room to park an RV in the backyard the realtor was showing me so I could live in it.
Right.
Then what the fuck
Because
was I looking at
I
the house
listen.
to park for?
I had to park an RV in the backyard because I couldn't live in the fucking house because there's a zucchini queen in it. I remember that now. I had to keep going inside and shooting the fucking little guys. They were hopping around. All right, they didn't have legs or arms, but they were hopping around and like trying to kill me. And I was like just fucking shooting them, and they were exploding all over the walls.
And he showed me a giant propane tank that got removed from the house as part of a hydraulic system of some kind.
I remember that, but I don't remember what the fuck the point of it was. It had some kind of purpose.
It was really weird, and I woke up after confronting the zucchini queen in a basement of some kind.
I don't remember confronting her. I do remember like killing a zucchini queen. Or no, I remember like it was just like a bunch of zucchinis that would like hop around. They didn't have faces or arms or anything. They would just like hop at you, and I would like just like point my retarded cartoon gun at them. It was like real lifestyle, but then I pulled out the cartoon gun. It was like cartoon gun, and they fucking explode over the walls. And I remember killing a zucchini that had a crown on it, like the guy from SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember if that had any impact or not. I don't remember.
Huh. Like that Kevin guy, Kevin the sea cucumber.
Right, right. That guy. But they didn't have any facial features or anything.
Huh. Here's another dream. I just had a dream that I was real young in like the 1930s in the back seat of an old car with a twin brother, and we got stopped by some kind of mafia police force who then killed our father who was driving by the head guy.
I remember this one.
I climbed out the window, then hung on the bottom of the car in case it moved, and my brother up top handed me a chip device that he was given by the mafia to identify him to use at doors.
This
It
is
was
like one of those dreams that evolved on the fly for me. Like at first, the place that we were pulled over was the house that I lived in when we were kids. But then it I went inside the house and it was like actually like the first floor of a building, and then I went like all the way up to the top, like the dream goes on and all that shit, and then I killed the guy that was the mafia boss or something, whatever the fuck was going on. I don't remember. And then I came back down, and then it was like my house, but an Art Deco tower on top of it. I don't fucking. It didn't make any sense.
You climbed out. I climbed out from under the car and grabbed a pistol from the glove box when the guards weren't looking and headed inside the building.
It was like a Ford Model T.
Well, yeah, it is the 1930s after all. I shot a guard on my way in, then got in an old-timey gate elevator and took it to the mafia head penthouse who killed our father and found him in bed sleeping with his wife. And I shot them both with the gun and made a mad dash back into the elevator, back out to the car, and ended up in a huge gunfight with more professional Mafia police in red bellman costumes with giant revolvers. I managed to kill him while my twin brother took over the car and some other kid showed up and we got in the car and left and I felt really good.
I thought my twin brother got shot and died. What happened to that?
You never told me about that.
Wasn't that part of the earlier story? Who got shot and died?
You killed your parents did.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought I remember the twin getting shot too. I don't remember the I don't remember the fucking red bellman police with the giant revolvers at all either. I swear to God, the more you read of these, the more I'm gonna seem like a fucking psycho.
That's the title of this episode. Jake is a fucking psycho in his dreams.
I suppose. Fuck, man.
Uh, let's see.
What's the next one? What do we got going on? What do we got going on here?
Still scrolling up, trying to find some good stuff. Um,
Read off my Terminator 3 sequel proposal. Where's that at? Have you seen that yet?
I don't know. I don't know.
I had a really good. I mean, I had. I'm gonna suck my own dick here. I had a really good Terminator 3 proposal, like 2 decades after the actual Terminator 3 came out.
Here's something. Three wrestlers are chained to each four corners of a giant ring. Each can slack their chain enough to hit and damage their neighboring wrestler, but cannot reach the wrestler opposite their corner. This is how wrestling becomes a Cold War.
I don't remember that.
You invented Cold War wrestling.
I don't remember that. What the fuck? Is there any more?
No, that's all you told me about it. Here's what I call Jake versus the cursed transmutative Jello aliens.
Wait. Is this the story?
Let's find out. I had a dream that I watched a movie about an alien that could turn people into other things and fuck them up. Like this one guy has his entire body replaced with invisible blood, and his skin disappeared, so he was just a skeleton and organs exposed. This alien was transforming into other people by breaking down into tiny cockroaches all the time, and if you managed to hurt it, it would go all gelatinous where you hit it. There was a kid at the end who got infected by the alien without knowing it, and he fell off a cliff and exploded into gel, and I watched it reform into maggot-looking clumps of gel that crawled back together in a giant mass of flesh that reformed into an entirely different kid.
I remember that. That wasn't the story I was thinking of, but man, that dream was fucked up.
That is pretty fucked up.
I remember that. I that had me pause for a few minutes there. Shit. I've watched too many kids like exploding off of cliffs. Okay. I thought it was gonna be like the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About the hospital monster, the guy. That one actually has a fair bit of detail. I think I remember. If not, I can elaborate on it.
We'll get back to that. Dude, I woke up that time at your house with a hallucination of you yelling in my face while the world exploded.
I remember that. That was more like I don't know what the fuck you would call it. It's not really a night terror. I just remember the entire room being extremely bright, and you were yelling in my face, and I woke up and I was like,
Except it didn't actually happen.
it didn't happen at all, and that was probably like the first sign of early onset sleep apnea or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where your brain like starves of oxygen and then jolts itself awake, but being like, "Oh my god, it's not dying."
Here's a reference to the dream that started this whole conversation. Dude,
Okay.
I woke up that one time with a completely false memory of checking Snapchat with you saying you had flight tickets to come down here like 2 years ago.
I remember that. I was I. It, no, that's the. That's the story of how I do that. I don't remember telling you the story of that. What I do remember is waking up and okay. First, let me reset this fucking situation here. All right, start from the beginning. Okay, I was asleep. I was still working at PGT. Okay, I remember like briefly waking up and I was like half asleep, mostly asleep actually, but all the lights on were inside my room. So I remember being like, "Oh man, I must like falling asleep. I'm really tired." I like looked at my phone, being like, "Oh, Seth sent me some shit. What the hell is he saying?" And I like looked at Snapchat, and I remember seeing that very fucking vivid and specific details of you being like, "Hello, I am on flight Delta 34912 at 3:45 a.m. departing on August 19th or whatever the fuck was going on." It was incredibly specific details, and I just kind of like half-assed lazy-eyed it and just like, "Oh, okay, he's coming. Oh man, I better prepare," and like falling asleep again. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, "Oh fuck, I didn't save Seth's flight details. Shit." And so I woke up and I like went back to Snapchat because you were the only person that would message me on Snapchat, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, dude. I'm a horrible friend. I didn't save your flight details. Can you send them again? Because I missed them. I was like half asleep, dude." And then what was your response, Seth? What was your interaction to the whole thing?
I don't remember my exact reaction, but I imagine it was something of like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, the whole interaction basically went, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, your flight details. You texted me a whole bunch of shit about how you're coming up in a few days or whatever." And you were like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "Didn't you text me like as a specific message telling me you were on flight something or other and like all this?" And you're like, "No, I didn't fucking send you that." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I must have hallucinated that. My bad." And I don't know. That was it. That was when I was on Ambien. That was some crazy fucking times. All right.
Ambient
I,
daydreams.
I, I had to like forcibly separate reality from hallucination by peeling them apart.
Crazy shit.
Right.
My dreams are getting more intense and making less sense by the day. Last night there was an FBI man in a college lecture for hormones in the body, and a lady answered a question on whether fat produced testosterone or estrogen. He said she was a conspiracy theorist and began sexually stalking her later that night. Then I was controlling a robber in third person.
I
Three,
don't remember this. I don't remember this at all.
three, including me, broke into the FBI guy's house late at midnight and were trying to steal stuff from a big library inside there. His alarm to wake up was going to go off, and the robbers were just watching TV. They just slept on the floor. The dude I
Okay,
was controlling.
I do remember that part, and I remember being very like, "Come on, guys, you're gonna get caught. Wait, stop watching TV." I remember being like,
The dude I was controlling got shrunk down, and I went inside the TV to fix it, but came out and couldn't unshrink before the alarm woke him up. So I ran back outside at normal size and got chased by cops through bushes and backyards until they surrounded me. I
remember that I was naked.
You were naked. Well, it makes sense because you shrunk down.
I did.
I don't think your clothes shrunk with you.
I remember like well, no, the weirdest thing is I had my clothes when I shrunk down, and then when I shrunk back up, they like exploded, and I didn't have them anymore. It make any fucking sense. And I remember like running from like towards the TV to do something. I don't remember what. And it was like a really long fucking time to run there. I still made it, but I was like the size of a fucking ant.
I fake pulled a gun on them, hoping to get shot and die, but it didn't work. Then I got taken to a Swedish jail on a hillside looking like a modern house. I was really super confidently telling the guy next to me I know how dreams work. I pointed at some wavy glass on the top of the building that was in direct sunlight and I said, "That's how dreams are stored. They that's how they absorb you. They absorb into you and come back at random moments." Inside the building was hollow, but it was supposed to be a miniature prison.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. The fuck are you talking about?
You're the one who said it, man.
I don't remember saying that. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember that being a part of it at all. That's how dreams work. That's how they know you're a part of them. What the fuck was that saying? Pointing at some fucking wavy glass.
It's like a wavy glass.
Ah. What's next?
Let's see what we can find. Uh,
I know a lot of my dreams have been like driving dreams, like just like interstate dreams, like a lot of fucking driving, dude.
a lot of driving.
A lot of driving, and then a lot of like trying to find my car to drive to um trying to find my car so I can drive on the interstate.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh shit! Have you found the one of me telling you about like the really crazy Florida place that I was at? It had like raised highways and like it was like a super city with like so many fucking tall buildings and shit. Have you found that one yet?
I don't think so, no.
I can't remember the plot line, but I remember losing money in water or something as like a tsunami was coming. Do you remember that one?
Vaguely.
I hope that one shows up somewhere.
Let's see. Uh, hmm. Okay. Here's a dream, I think.
Okay.
Okay, well, it starts off with me telling you my dream. So I guess I'll do that.
Yeah.
It made me feel sad, this dream did. So I was in some living room with my aunt, and my brother Nick was playing Minecraft with his friends at the next door neighbor's house. And he kept inviting me to his Minecraft world, but I didn't want to play. So then he
Mhm.
calls me, and I don't answer because I figure he's going to ask me to play Minecraft.
I remember this.
Then a few minutes pass, and then the invites have ceased for a while. I look out the window toward the neighbor's house, and Nick and his friends are zombies. They got killed by zombies and turned. He was calling me to ask for help, and I didn't answer because I thought he wanted to play Minecraft. That's so fucked up.
I know, man. Listen. I've been there. All right. I haven't been in that specific one, but it's there, dude. It's fucked up.
And
I feel for you.
this is what you responded with. A sad, scary dream of mine always involves elevators and hospitals. I ended up dreaming I was an actor playing a drama movie about a bunch of people dead at a hospital until I became a real doctor to help their ghosts move on. That was a different dream. The elevators always freaked me out. I was in a different hospital. Sorry, I'm actually recalling an even worse dream now. It's always the hospitals.
I like how I've completely ignored your dream just to respond with, "Man, fucking elevators are really scary, dude." I'm sorry.
I remember having to go to a hospital during a zombie apocalypse, but the world was still functioning, I guess. But
I remember that.
But you were in Texas, and I went inside, and there was a mall like area for clothing inside.
It ended up being like shut down, which was the scariest part. Was that I was like trying to save people in a shut down hospital.
I tried looking for clothes, but they couldn't find me the right stuff, so I went to the hospital part, which was back through a storefront. The man let me through. I go to the checkout lady, and I'm like, "Help, I'm dying." I don't know why that made me laugh.
I don't remember that.
She said, "We have a lot of people dying. Go that way." I start walking
I don't
deeper and
remember that
deeper.
at all.
I start walking deeper and deeper through a maze of offices becoming more distressed that I can't find a doctor and it's not a right room for a hospital, anyways. Eventually, a nurse finds me and retraces my steps all the way back to the start, and I feel a little bit better. There was a different zombie apocalypse dream I remember. Completely hopelessness in the world. The idea of finding bare survival essentials with a group that never making any more progress than that. In a fire station, the Fallout esque dreams are especially weird. Another recurring environment I actually revisit to my chagrin. I think you meant to say chagrin.
I don't know what that word is.
One of the map locations is a road in a ridge with cliff sides towering above
I
both
remember that.
sides until you walk to the end of the slope. And there's a destroyed vintage looking wooden ship like the British had in a pool of sandy
Right.
dirt with ghouls at it.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Sometimes I'm in a Fallout DC type area, but more hellish with bigger super mutants and way less people. More
Yeah, it's like
fire
way
and
more
brimstone type
stressful.
stuff. One time it was like time started reversing and I saw the area before the war. Even though it didn't line up, it was absurd. Something
Yeah,
involving trains again.
I was like looking at the buildings, and like time was like you hit like the reverse button and you go back before the bombs went off, but like to the peak point where it was like a big city, like right before, you know.
Like something
And
popped up.
there was like a train running around, you know. It actually had a very cool, like, you know how like there's trolley systems in the roads,
Yeah.
but it had like a real big high speed train going around on the roads, making the turns, really shortcut corners. I mean, it was nice, but it didn't seem realistic. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that was pretty much the end of that dream, but then you continue. One Fallout dream involved discovering new territory I had never seen before. Somewhere with trees and wooden grenades like a playground.
I remember that. It seemed like Skyrim inspired, but I've never fucking played Skyrim. It was like I don't really want to call it New Vegas 2 because that seems unfair, but it was more like the second version of the one New Vegas DLC that takes place in the north where you meet all the tribes. It was kind of it was weird. It wasn't fucked up, it was just weird and uncomfortable.
Another time, I was some robot lady that colored everything rainbows and made my house out of train cars destroyed by the bombs with my robot suit like power armor.
What the fuck are you talking about? I don't remember that at all.
And it was a movie I could rewind but also play like a game. And she tried building a place for people to live like Sanctuary, but in the middle of a city. There was
I remember
another train
I
crew
remember the
story.
train cars, and I remember vaguely being able to rewind stuff. I don't remember anything else. I definitely don't remember being a fucking lady in a rainbow robot suit. I don't remember that.
uh, Here's a glass elevator dream. I was trying to avoid a glass elevator in a dream by taking the stairs in a
Oh
hospital
god, I hate these.
and ended up in some old sitcom stage area in the stairwell where a little goblin human child kept trying to light me on fire until cats showed up and the lights turned on.
That listen, I don't know what this area is called, but this is like otherworld to me, okay? I don't know what the fuck is with this place. I haven't visited this exact building multiple times, but I've visited like the same area a couple of times. Okay, it's disturbing in like an uncomfortable kind of way.
Yeah, I can imagine. That doesn't sound very fun.
What should be our outro theme?
Outro theme? I don't know.
Yeah,
I could probably make an outro theme with my guitar or something.
fuck yeah, go for it. What would it sound like? Would it sound like or would you do like something like real big, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Let me get my acoustic guitar real quick. See what I can do.
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's hear it. Let's hear the outro theme, and this will be the outro, and then we can it'll just blend. You know what I'm saying?
Is this the
Like
outro, or are we gonna do the actual outro later? Because is this the end of the podcast?
this is the actual outro. Because I'm gonna pass out in the next 15 minutes. I'm giving you the preliminary warning.
How did any of that sound?
I liked it, dude. I liked it. It's very short. No, we're cutting it as soon as it ended. So this is it. That's it. We're done.
We're done. Okay, that's the end. Stop.
I think this was very good. I feel like this is a fantastic